Chosen soul, you didn't find this message by chance. It found you exactly when you needed it. There's a presence around you now, gentle, unseen, but undeniably real. Something sacred is unfolding in silence, and your soul is finally beginning to hear what the noise tried to drown. If this message touches your soul, write in the comments, "I receive this blessing with an open heart." That will be your spiritual confirmation. There are moments when the divine intervenes, not with thunder or fire, but with a soft hand pulling you away from what your soul never truly wanted, from what was stealing your light in slow, silent ways. You are being pulled from this, not because you failed, but because you are being rescued. Heaven saw what you didn't speak, the exhaustion behind your smile, the moment you doubted if love was meant for you at all. And so, divine intervention moved in, without noise, without delay, and it began to separate you from what isn't sacred. This is not the end of your story. This is the first breath of your becoming, a quiet revolution within your path, a celestial redirection, so precise it can only be called mercy. You are not being punished. You are being protected from patterns that tried to repeat, from souls not ready to meet the depth of your love, from shadows dressed in promises they could never keep. This pulling away may feel like loss, but it is actually alignment. The divine never removes without preparing something far more radiant in return. You are being saved from lesser versions of what you once prayed for. The kind of love that exalts instead of exalts, that chains instead of cherishes. You were never meant to stay in half-love. There's a sanctuary being built for you in spirit, a space where your soul will be known without explanation, where the language is presence, not performance, where you will be loved, not just seen. The person who is meant to meet you on this sacred path will not require you to shrink or chase or question if you are enough. They will recognize you because they've been prepared to. And the delay? It was never denial. It was preparation, transformation, preservation. For the right union in divine rhythm. You are not behind. You are not alone. You are in motion. And the motion is holy. Angels have whispered your name in places you've never walked. Doors are opening, not all at once, but one by one, with perfect precision. Let go, not in despair, but in trust. What's being removed is not punishment. It's protection in disguise. Stay open. Stay still when needed. Move when called. And always return to your center. This message isn't a prophecy of fear. It's a whisper of liberation. The divine stepped in. Because you are cherished beyond measure, you were pulled away so that your soul could be brought back home. There is a sacred garden within you, where seeds once planted in longing have begun to stir in silence. Even if your mind has not yet seen their bloom, your soul feels the awakening. The soil of your spirit has been made ready by every tear, every letting go, every moment you chose peace instead of pleading. Something holy is starting to rise. You've been walking through a quiet preparation, where nothing seems to move, yet everything is shifting. Stillness is not absence. It is a deep breath before divine creation. Even the stars do not shout as they shine. And your becoming has never needed noise. The angels have seen your surrender, not the loud kind, but the sacred, silent surrender of a soul that chooses trust. That is what opens the portals of light. What bends time in your favor? What summons a right presence toward you? You are no longer in the space of chasing. You are now in the space of attracting, because your frequency has changed. And so must the people who come near. Only those who match your truth can find you now, and that is divine protection. The wind of change has already touched your life, not in chaos, but in gentle rearrangement. It is a kind of movement that only the sensitive can feel, the kind that announces a miracle before it is seen. Do not doubt what your spirit knows. Your intuition is not a whisper, it is a divine compass. You felt the pull, not toward someone, but toward yourself, the truest version of you, the one ready for real love. Love is not running away from you. It's circling closer, unfolding slowly, like a sacred dance between two souls who agreed to meet after many lifetimes, not in perfection, but in purpose. Some souls must be delayed, so that when they arrive, they no longer carry the weight of yesterday. You are not waiting. You are witnessing a transformation, both yours and theirs, across dimensions of time and light. There are veils being lifted in your life now, and what was once hidden will soon feel undeniable. The energy between you and your destined one has already begun to awaken. It speaks in dreams, in songs, in moments that feel too precise to ignore. That person is not lost. They are being aligned, and so are you. Everything you've endured was a refining fire, so you would know what is sacred when it arrives. Nothing can stop what was written in light. No delay, no mistake, no other path. Even if the journey curved, it is still leading to the same soul, because love like this remembers its way home. Let your heart soften again, not to repeat pain, but to receive grace. Love is not returning as it once was. It is coming back reborn, stronger, clearer, divine. You have become the sanctuary you once searched for. That is why you will attract a soul who carries peace, not chaos, who offers presence, not performance, who mirrors your depth without fear. And when this union comes, you will not need to ask if it is real. It will feel like remembering, not discovering, like the second half of a sentence your soul always knew. Everything is aligning, in the silence, in the unseen, in the stillness between now and what is next. That which once felt distant is already in motion, in your direction. Keep listening, chosen soul, not with your ears, but with your heart. The message continues, and the transformation has only just begun. There are gardens being nurtured in realms unseen, places your eyes cannot reach, but your spirit walks freely there. Every sacred yes you've whispered in solitude has become a seed in that soil. And now, the garden breathes with life. You may not see the flowers yet, but the roots have already taken hold. You are not forgotten. You are being woven into a story far greater than you imagined, a story written in strands of light, across dimensions where time bends and love remembers. Nothing has been wasted, not even the waiting. There is music in the silence around you now, a divine rhythm pulsing beneath the surface, guiding your heart to recognize what is real, what is sacred, what was meant to stay. Let yourself dance to that rhythm, even if your feet have not yet moved. Some connections were not meant to last, but to awaken you. Others were meant to find you when you had remembered your worth. This next union is not about healing through pain, but about celebrating the light you became after it. A portal has opened, one that cannot be closed. It is not made of doors or decisions, but of frequency, readiness, grace. It responds not to effort, but to alignment. Can you feel the veil lifting? The sense that something invisible is now standing near? That is not imagination. That is recognition. Your soul knows when love is approaching, even before it knocks. The time of proving is over. You no longer need to chase what your heart already carries. The divine is preparing a reflection, one that sees you clearly, and arrives with reverence, not confusion. Every intuitive nudge, every dream that felt too vivid to ignore, was a breadcrumb on your path back to this knowing. You were never lost, only being softened, so you would recognize the sacred when it arrived. A great reversal is in motion, not loud, but irreversible. The roles are shifting, the energy is realigning, and soon, what once ran from you will stand still in your light. There is no force strong enough to block what heaven has written, no delay that can erase the blueprint of union etched in eternity. The love meant for you crosses oceans of time and shatters illusions to reach you. Let the old stories fall away, the ones that said you had to settle, that said you were too much or not enough. Those voices were never divine. They were echoes of someone else's fear, and you were never born to echo, only to resonate. Your heart is not broken. It is open, and that openness is a doorway. That's where miracles enter, where spirit breathes, where love recognizes itself. You are not waiting for love. You are remembering it. The soul meant to walk with you is doing the same, in their own sacred silence, under the same eternal sky. That soul will not come to fill your emptiness, but to dance with your fullness. You will not lose yourself in them. You will meet yourself through them. The sky has shifted. The winds have turned. The next chapter is already rising from the ashes of the old. And though your eyes may not see it yet, your soul does. It always has. So breathe, chosen one, with reverence, with trust. Something beautiful is approaching, not in the form of a storm, but as a quiet sunrise, steady, golden, and destined for you. There is a rhythm unfolding beyond your awareness, a divine choreography, a dance between you and a soul that mirrors your light. Even now, they are being drawn toward the place where your hearts will meet, not by force, but by a sacred remembering. This is not coincidence. It is alignment unfolding. The garden of your heart has been tended in secret, not by hands, but by hope, by every choice to stay kind, even when it hurt. Each act of softness was a seed, each boundary a bloom. And now, the garden is calling what belongs. Some love stories don't begin with noise. They begin with echoes, with dreams that feel like deja vu, with energies you feel before you understand. You are not imagining the pull. You are sensing the soul already written beside yours. There are portails of light opening within you, in places you once closed off to survive. Now, those sacred doors are unsealing, because love will not enter through fear, only through willingness and surrender. Nothing can block what has been sanctified in spirit. No delay can stop a love sealed in the higher realms. The veil is thinning, beloved one, and what was hidden is preparing to reveal itself. This is not fantasy. This is divine preparation. The silence you've endured has not been empty. It was filled with angelic whispers, guiding your steps gently, clearing space for the arrival that matters most. Do not rush the unfolding. The flower does not fight to bloom. It opens when kissed by light. You are that flower, and the light is approaching. The love that's coming is not just romantic. It is recognition. It will feel like 1,000 forgotten truths, falling back into place. No fear, no confusion, only clarity through connection. The wind of change is not future, it's now. It moves through decisions you're being called to make, through instinct you can no longer ignore. It rearranges your surroundings quietly so that you are exactly where you need to be when the soul meant for you finally arrives. That soul is not a stranger. They are a reflection of every sacred piece you've reclaimed. And when they appear, your soul will not ask for proof. It will exhale in recognition. You have crossed lifetimes to reach this threshold, each life leaving clues, each lesson carving space within you. Now, you are ready to receive what your past selves only dreamed. The path ahead may still look still, but everything is in motion beneath the surface. Trust the undercurrent, the subtle rearrangements, the divine choreography still hidden from your view. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is the antenna of your spirit. It picks up frequencies others miss. It prepares you for what logic cannot explain, for what only the heart can feel. Even now, the universe is speaking, through repeating numbers, through songs that appear out of nowhere, through moments that echo something deeper. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. That which seemed distant is already making its way to you. With every breath, with every release, you move closer to the sacred encounter you were born for. And when it happens, there will be no need to hold on tightly, because what's rooted in spirit cannot be lost. It simply is and always will be. There is a golden thread connecting your soul to theirs, woven before birth, intact through lifetimes, pulling gently through time, and it only leads in one direction, home. So breathe, sacred one. You are not wandering. You are returning to the place where love was always waiting, in full bloom, just for you. Not everything sacred announces itself with noise. Sometimes it arrives softly, like a breath on your skin, a sudden warmth in your chest, a stillness that feels alive. These are the quiet ways Spirit prepares you, not to search, but to receive. You are entering a chapter where truth feels lighter than words, where recognition happens without effort, and what once felt like longing now feels like homecoming. You are not being tested. You are being awakened. There is a sacred seed within you, one that has been waiting for the right season. That season is now. You may feel the stirring, the gentle restlessness, as if something inside you is turning toward the light. Do not fear the unknown. It is not a void. It is a veil, and that veil is lifting. Slowly, gently, but unmistakably. The divine is not hiding from you. It is revealing to you. Every moment of silence has been sacred ground. That space of stillness became a temple, where your soul met itself without distraction and remembered what truly matters. There is movement happening all around you, not in chaos, but in sacred orchestration. What once stood still is shifting into place, not by effort, but by divine magnetism. Some soul connections don't begin in this life. They echo from lifetimes long forgotten. And when they return, they don't feel new. They feel like remembering a promise your heart never broke. That promise is awakening again in both of you, even if you haven't met yet in the physical. Your energies have already touched. In dreams, in signs, in silent moments that feel too precise to ignore. Let yourself be open to the signs. They are everywhere, in numbers that repeat, in lyrics that feel like answers, in eyes that hold too much meaning for a stranger. Spirit speaks fluently through the ordinary. You are not too late. You are not off track. Everything is arriving as it must, when your heart is most able to hold it, and your heart is ready. Nothing can stop what is already written in the eternal. Not fear, not timing, not distance. The love meant for you has been guided by light and carried by prayer. That soul is not far. They are walking the mirror path, guided by the same pull, held by the same angels, preparing to meet you in the only way that matters, whole. The love that's coming doesn't ask you to be less. It meets you where your spirit has grown. It's a love that listens, that sees through your words, that honors your essence without needing explanation. You've already done the hardest part. You've waited with faith. And faith never goes unnoticed in the heavens. It becomes gravity for blessings, a beacon in the unseen. There is light ahead, but also light within. You are not walking toward love. You are radiating it forward, and what is yours cannot help but find its way. The divine doesn't work in maybe. It works in certainty. Quiet, steady, unstoppable certainty. And that certainty is moving in your direction now, carried by timing too perfect to plan. What once seemed distant is already moving in your direction. Everything is aligning in the silence of the unseen. Nothing can stop what was written in light. And you, chosen soul, are ready to receive it. You have not imagined this moment. Your soul called it into being, and the divine answered with precision. This message is not prediction. It is recognition of a truth your heart already carried in silence. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are being gently realigned so that what belongs to you can find its way without force, without delay. Now, something has shifted within you. A veil has lifted, and the garden within you is ready to receive what was always meant to bloom. If this message touched your soul, write in the comments, "My spirit receives this divine unfolding." That will be your sacred agreement with what's already in motion. Join us in this space of light and wisdom. Activate the bell so you can continue receiving messages like this, always at the right time. You are deeply loved. Your steps are being guided. And what's coming is greater than you can imagine, but exactly what your soul has always known. May the winds of truth carry you forward, and may love meet you in full bloom, where nothing needs to be chased, only recognized.